Hey everyone, Arian here. Hope you're all keeping well. So I got a package from the Cubicle today with 4 new puzzles, all extremely good. I haven't ordered in a while, and I'm really glad I did because these outperform anything I have so far. So four different puzzles. I did film an unboxing, but I'm not going to be showing that because not much information there. Rather, I've had a couple of hours to play around with these cubes, and I have I think settings, tensions, spring compression, so on and so forth. I think would be good to recommend. So let's start off with the 6x6. So this is a Celeritas MGC6. So I've had actually two MGC6, one prototype and one final from YJ. But I was kind of going online and I saw a lot of fast solvers prefer the premium versions. So I thought I'd give it a shot. Now I would highly recommend Celeritas for 6x6 and 7x7 because the point of 6 and 7 is you want a fast cube, but at the same time you want it to feel like it's gliding, which is what this cube does. However, it's not uncontrollable at all, and I think the gravitas makes up for that over there. So in the end, it's like a perfect balance between speed and stability. You want high speed, but you want your cube to be stable, and Celeritas achieves just that. So I would definitely recommend this setup for 6 and 7. Now, as for tensions, I tightened this by a half turn on each side. It was popping a lot before I did that, and I think this was a good tension. I think it's slightly looser than what I have on my current main, but that was because my previous main, well, the current, the non-premium Celeritas was, I've done tons of solves on it, and it's to some extent dead, and I just needed to tighten it because it kept popping otherwise because the pieces were very worn out. But I'd say this is a pretty healthy tension, and I'll be having it on here for a while. Now, like all big cubes, it takes time to break in, and this cube, I mean, it was surprisingly good out of the box. I didn't think it would be, but it's going to get better with time. It has some catching here and there now, and it's going to just go away with some solves. Also, yeah, premium versions are a lot better. Kind of what they do is they do a full internal loop job, and what that does is it you never feel any kind of roughness when you turn the cube. You feel like you can go into each turn. You don't feel like you're catching all the time, which I did on my own setup, and I was mainly Silk and D&M, and I kind of just dropped it in through here. So yeah, it was all right, but this is definitely a decent step up, and yeah, I'm looking forward to getting some good times with this cube going forward. So yeah, very very good stuff. Now for 4x4, this is a Angstrom WR M. I actually never owned a worm before. I had an Angstrom Valk before, and I had a GTS2 that was just set up by myself. And I must say, so for 4x4, right, you want something a little more controllable, not slow. Like, I wouldn't take Pro Shop because it's slow, very slow in general, but Angstrom is controllable, but at the same time, it's not draggy. And that's exactly what this cube does. I loosened each side by about half a turn from the out-of-the-box settings. And yeah, it flows really nicely. As for the WRM itself, I'm definitely getting used to the size. I have pretty big hands, so this is an interesting switch. And I wouldn't say it's bad or good. Personally, I don't really think size matters as much as people say it does. But I really like the feel of this cube. So it feels a lot more like I feel like I can achieve faster times with this because it's a lot more succinct in its approach. With the GTS2, it felt like you're playing with almost like toys. Whereas this one feels more like a full-on speed cube. And the Valk 4 was unfortunately just very, very catchy and unnecessarily. I've also recently just switched to doing cross on left after years of trying. It finally worked out. So I'm excited to kind of have this fresh start with 4x4 and hopefully actually get good at the event. Last, I have 2x3s, two 3x3s. Here's a Cain XS, and here's an Angstrom Valk Elite M. Unfortunately, there's no Angstrom logo because I swapped out the white magnets for the red magnets on this one, and I do like it better. I wouldn't say red is objectively better than white. It's just that I prefer stronger magnets on cubes, and the red suits my turning style well. I left the clear nuts in there because, one, they were pre-lubed, but I do feel that because this cube is very stable, the red ones will make it too blocky, and you won't really be able to solve well under pressure because you'll be catching a lot. So I like the clear nuts, and I loosen it about an eighth of a turn each side from the out-of-the-box setup. Yeah, I really like this cube. I've been getting some like already like pretty much my normal times with an hour of using this. Great stuff. Just a little side note. I mean, if you're gonna buy from Qi, either buy the Valk Elite or buy the MS. From what I've heard, it's almost as good. The Valk or the Valk Power are very much outdated. This is leagues ahead of either of those two. And yeah, would definitely recommend. I'd also recommend the Angstrom setup because you want to have a controllable 3x3. I think they have Mystic as well, which should be pretty good. Pro Shop would make it slow, and Celeritas would make it way too fast. So yeah, I'd recommend either Angstrom or Mystic, I guess. But I have the Angstrom one, and I think it has the perfect speed. Last but not least is the Max Cain X. So I heard this is kind of the new hot setup, and it's only for GameCubes. And I have to say that that's completely true. It's a beautiful puzzle for sure. It glides, but not in an uncontrollable way. Now, for those who said it was an unstable cube or the frosted texture was too distracting, like I definitely disagree. It's not at all unstable. It is a high momentum puzzle, kind of like the WRM, but unlike that cube, it has its way of fixing that. So one, I basically everything in the tightest setting. So the strongest magnets, I have the spring compression at 1, which is the default from the Cubicle and the tightest, and I have the tensions at the tightest setting as well. So, when I think about cubes, I don't try to think about what I feel I'll get the best times in practice. It's really about what I get the best times with under pressure. And with this setup, this cube, just does just that. It still has its speed, still has its momentum, but at the same time, it is very stable. And I don't feel like I'm gonna, lock off a lot when if I choke on this cube. Everything is also still breaking in, and I can tell this cube's gonna have like ridiculous corner cutting even at these tighter tensions. So I definitely recommend tightening this cube all the way. If you're kind of like me, and when different people have different experiences when they choke. For some people, they can't look ahead well. For some people, they can't be efficient. But for me, it's always that I can't turn properly. I always have very blocky turning when I choke. And as a result, what I have to do is reduce my turn speed and turn in a more blocky way. And this cube definitely allows me to do that. I'm not, trying to go too extreme with it. And yeah, I would definitely recommend both of these puzzles. Out of these two, so these two will definitely be my new mains going forward. I mean, pretty much already. The 6x6 will need some breaking in, but I'm certain it's going to be a new main. And I think these are the best setup options for these two cubes. And 6x6 is definitely the best in the market, and 4x4 as well. I mean, I know some people like the MGC, but if it's anything like the MGC5, I don't quite think it will stack up to the WRM. And for the 3x3s, I don't think there is a best on the market in general, as a lot of people would say. But I definitely think these are two excellent options. They're both modern speed cubes. I would say they're better than the WRM. Compared to the Cain X, mine's very much a dead cube, so I mean it wouldn't be fair to compare it to that. But I think it would probably be at a similar tier. But definitely like really up there. Yeah, thanks a lot for watching, and see you guys later.